south of Syria.
He was granted good health. He was granted lots of wealth. He was given livestock as well as large tracts of land. And he had many children.
And not only this, he was very well respected. Everyone respected Ayyub alayhi salam. Everyone looked up to Ayyub alayhi salam. Everyone took advice from Ayyub alayhi salam. People will gather around Ayyub alayhi salam to be part of the gathering of Ayyub alayhi salam.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to test Ayyub alayhi salatu wasalam, to see this worshipper of mine who is in constant ibadah, who always thanks me, who always thanks upon all conditions. I want to see if the condition changes, does he remain on that same path of his? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided, Allahu Akbar, to take his wealth away. He lost his livestock, he lost his property, he lost his wealth, he lost absolutely everything.
From being so wealthy into being so poor, had not enough money to eat and drink. From being so wealthy with a lot of wealth, with a lot of gold, with a lot of money, with a lot of jewelry, with a lot of lands, with a lot of houses, with a lot of slaves, into nothing.
He was still thanking Allah. Ya Allah, I praise you on all conditions. Not a day did he complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And thereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to test him further. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took his offspring away one after the other. They were all gone. They all died in front of his eyes. All of them. And he had been given a lot. One after the other. With every one, he would say, we all belong to Allah. Whatever He has given to us was always His. If He took it away, it just returned to who it belonged to always. He still says, Ya Allah, you have still given me. And I thank you, and I praise you, and I remain in your worship, and I continue with my work. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to test him finally with something very, very difficult. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, then we decided to take his health away. Firstly, the outward, and then the inside.
He became so sick, he became so ill that people, as I mentioned before, people wanted to be around Ayyub. No one wanted to be around Ayyub. They used to get turned off or disgusted from the scene that Ayyub alayhi salam used to be in.
The people around him were saying, Allah doesn't love this man. If Allah loved him, this wouldn't have happened to him. And he continued, he says, never. I know that when Allah tests a person, He tests him this way as well. And he continued. And he persevered until there was a time when nothing was operating besides his heart and his tongue. And he still used that tongue to remember Allah. And he still used that heart. He never allowed it to lead him to frustration against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No wealth, no food, lack of money, no kids, all dead. No one wants to be around him. The only one that stood by him was his wife. She helped him, she supported him. She had wealth and she spent all that money in trying to heal Ayyub alayhi salam, in trying to get medication for Ayyub alayhi salam, for bringing food to Ayyub alayhi salam, until there was no more money. So what did she start to do? She started to work for people. And she'll earn her living from working for people, and then she'll use that money to get food for Ayyub alayhi salam. Later on, when the condition of Ayyub started to worsen and people hear about Ayyub's condition, and this is the wife of Ayyub, no one dared to hire her. They're too scared from the sickness to be passed to them through his wife. So at the end, no one will dare to go near the wife of Ayyub or allow the wife of Ayyub work for him.
And one narration says that his wife, after some time, asked him a question. How long is this going to last? That made him so upset, because to him, he was surrendering to the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he asked his wife a question. How long did Allah bless me with goodness? She looked at him and she said, 80 years. Now, how many years is he testing me for? She looked at him and she says, the last 7 years. So how do you want me to lose hope in the mercy of Allah when I haven't even reached par with what goodness I had and the difficulty I'm facing? It's not even equal. This is 7 years and that is 80 years of goodness. How can we become upset with Allah when He gave us almost a whole lifespan full of goodness? If I get better, I'm going to lash you 100 lashes.
Ayub alayhi salam never used to complain and never raised his hands and said, Ya Allah, take me out of what I'm in. He was too shy to ask Allah for that. But, Ya Allah, give me patience. Ya Allah, give me strength. This is your test over me. You accept it, I accept it, and I'm having patience till then. And as we mentioned, his wife is also striving. His wife is also struggling. She wanted Ayub to come out of the situation that he's in, so she could live a better life. Because she's striving to keep Ayub alayhi salam alive, or she's striving to keep Ayub alayhi salam comfortable, or she's striving to keep Ayub alayhi salam in what he needs of his life, or what he needs from food, and what he needs from water, and the rest of the things. And when people start to find out that she is the wife of Ayub, no one will accept her to be working for them. And now she needs money. She's got no money, and she needs food to feed Ayub alayhi salam. For that food she needs money. There's no money. So what did she do? She had a very long hair, and back then they used to sell the hair. And she had a nice hair that she cut one of the sides of her hair and she sold it to one of her friends. With that money, she bought food to Ayub alayhi salam. Ayub alayhi salam knew that she has no money. This day she came with food. Where did you get this food from? She did not want to respond to Ayub alayhi salam because she knows Ayub will get angry, and she was covered. So she mentioned that I was working, I made the living, and I bought food with the money that I made. The next day, she needs money. She spent the money for Ayub alayhi salam on Ayub. So she went and sold the rest of her hair. She shaved her hair off for the sake of selling that hair to get money to buy food for Ayub alayhi salam and for herself. When she came to Ayub alayhi salam, this time Ayub insisted on her. Where did you get the money? Ayub knows that no one is accepting her to work, and she was complaining to him. Where did you get this money from? He insisted on her until he made the promise that she's going to tell him the truth. She uncovered her hair. When Ayub saw that scene,
he calls out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, وَأَيُّوبَ إِذْ نَادَى رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَسَّنِيَ الضُّرُّ وَأَنْتَ أَرْحَمُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. Remember when our servant Ayub called out to us, telling us that